Kingston, Jamaica. Number 5, forward, Ramon Palmer. From Kearney, Missouri. Number 6, forward, Adam James. From Monrovia, Liberia. Number 14, forward, Leo Gibson. From Kansas City, Missouri. Number 18, defender, Kevin Ellis. From Kingston, Jamaica. Number 22, forward, Anthony Morant. From Santiago, Chile. Number 23, defender, Nacho Flores. From Santiago, Chile. Number 24, defender, Mirko Sandamari. From Sao Paulo, Brazil. Number 27, midfielder, Gui Gomez. And from Kingston, Jamaica, number 51, defender, Robert Palmer. And now for tonight's starters. From Monrovia, Liberia, starting defender of the week for the Week 14 NASL Team of the Week, number 3, defender, James Tagba. From San Jose, Costa Rica, number 9, midfielder and your team captain, Brian Suarez. From Trinidad and Tobago, number 11, forward, Kyle Williams. From Medellin, Colombia, and starting defender for the NASL Team of the Week for the second straight week, number 19, defender, John Sousa. From Belgrade, Serbia, number 20, forward, Stefan Stukic. And from Olathe, Kansas, number 99, goalkeeper, Mark Saxby. Head coach of the Comets is the Kid Workman. Assistant coach of the Comets is forward, Leo Gibson. Comets goalkeeper coach is former Comets star goalie, Alan Mayer. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's hear your 2019 Kansas City Comets. Now please remain standing. Remove your caps and direct your attention to the American flag located above section 100. Please join us in paying respect to our colors as Cedar Creek Elementary Choir from Lee Summit and their 6th grade choir students perform our national anthem. One-touch shot and goal!
That was arena soccer perfection.
With an absolute golazo.
As good a goal as you can see.
That was a heat-seeking missile.
And hi again, everybody, and welcome inside Silverstein Ice Center's Arena and Sport Shake Field. Tonight, the Kansas City Comets, with a record of 7-9, host the Orlando SeaWolves, who come in with a record of 6-8. This is an important match in the South Central Division. Just a couple of games separate Kansas City, Orlando, and St. Louis. Live look inside the Comets huddle. Kansas City going for their third straight win tonight. Orlando has lost 2. They're trying to avoid losing 3 in a row this season here. For Kansas City, mostly healthy, Lucas Rodriguez will stay out. And for Orlando, Derek Huffman, serving a 2-game suspension this weekend, will not be available for Orlando. But they've recently signed Bobby Hurwitz. He was with Cedar Rapids last year, and of course Cedar Rapids moving the franchise over to Orlando. So Bobby Hurwitz will be in the game tonight. By the way, directors, I am having a hard time hearing myself inside of my headset here, so if you guys could increase the volume here, that would be great. I'm having a hard time hearing myself. 15 minutes on the clock. There's the starting keeper, Mark Saxby. Mark Saxby, so far for the Comets, has been great. Got the win last week against Harrisburg. Saxby 4-1 on the season. He'll be making his 6th start of the year. His goals against average 6.7, has a save percentage of 56%. Mark Saxby from Olathe, Kansas, will now be the starting keeper the rest of the way for the Comets, and no one could be more excited than Mr. Mark Saxby himself. His energy and his love of the game and his love for this franchise is infectious. So Orlando will have the ball to begin, and Gordy Gerson stands in the center circle on that Comets iconic logo. Gordy Gerson leads the SeaWolves in scoring with 22 goals and 14 assists. Gordy Gerson, the Rookie of the Year back in 14-15 with Seattle. He is a big-time goal scorer, and we'll continue to watch Gordy. And we'll see how well Gordy moves around this afternoon. I've been following Gordy on social media, and he did have posted something. It looks like he's been getting treatment on his right knee, which has been bothering him. So we'll keep an eye on Gordy. He goes off, and the first changes for both teams are now underway. Ball at the half line, played back towards Joshua Sandoval. Sandoval in his 15th game this year, 1 goal and 11 assists for Orlando. 13 blocks. He's one of the leading shot blockers for this Orlando side. Edwin Rojas plays it forward, looking to get it to Schmerman. Correction, Mario Alvarez, who now has it in the corner. Passed it to himself. It came off the boards, and Sosa clears it out for the Comets. Ball played forward to Neto. Neto goes away from the goal. Back to Alvarez. Alvarez on the far side. Played over to Cruz, then all the way back to Sliva. Peter Sliva is making the start once again for the Orlando SeaWolves. Sliva making his 7th start of the year. He's 2-3, and his goals against average is 6.9. Save percentage of 55. 13:27 left to play in the first quarter. And the Comets with a bit of a giveaway there. Now Gerson's pass is picked off there by Brian Perez. Played to Sosa, and then forward it comes to Leo Gibson. A little bit strong, and it goes out of bounds. Joined by my broadcast partner, Jim Schwab.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you a little bit, Schwab. Can you hear me?
Yeah, not in here, though.
Now, I know we're having some audio problems up here in the booth with our headsets here. Having a hard time hearing each other. So perhaps we can get somebody to come over here and check on that. Meanwhile, there's a restart at the top of the arc for Orlando, and Comets here find himself in dangerous position here. Out to the right. There's a drive by Schmerman, and the log roll by Stokic goes all the way back to Sliva. Sliva pops it up into the air, and Saxby snares it, tiptoes on the sideline, and then plays it on out to Kevin Ellis. Ellis heads it twice into Orlando territory. Schmerman kicks it back to Sliva. Sliva over to Sandoval, back to Sliva, and then Sliva right up Main Street, floats one end over end, and that one headed by Robert Palmer out of bounds. It'll go back to Orlando. Joined by my broadcast partner, Jim Schwab. Schwabby, good to see you.
Good to see you. Sorry, I was doing an interview for 41 about the World Cup. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
No, but it's okay.
I am loud, but can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you normal.
All right, well, we have somebody on it. Let's make sure the folks at home can hear us. All right, 12-26.
I'd like to see the defense, nice restart defensively for the Comets with Stoke blocking it.
Nobody happier there than Mark Saxby about that. Here's Ramon Palmer. He's in the midfield, marked by Hurwitz, then played over to Robert Palmer, forward to Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams kicks it into the corner, and once again it goes. The Comets have kicked it out of bounds here about 2-3 times here just in the first couple of minutes of this game. Turns the ball over to Orlando. They'll have it in their last third. Here comes the Comets with some high pressure. Comets able to knock it free from Sleva. Gibson's out front, and the ball rolls over to the far side. Naranjo is there. Sleva kicks it out of bounds, and the Comets will have it on the far side with 11:47 left to play in the first. Ramon kicks it over to the right wing to Gibson. Gibson fakes left, goes right, wall pass in the middle looking for Williams. Rebound comes off, and Orlando there trying to kick it away.
They said we can hear.
They can hear us?
Yeah, I just can't hear you. That's
okay.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm having a hard time hearing Jimmy, and even in myself, okay? Sorry, folks, we're having to do a little housekeeping here live on the air. I'm sure you can understand. 11 left to go here in the first. Jim Schwab, Nick Vassos on MASL TV. Great to have you here. Comets and Orlando meeting for the second time. Kansas City, again, looking to win its third in a row. They are 2 games in front of Orlando in the South Central Division. These two teams are going to meet once again down in Orlando next weekend on Saturday. That game's set for 6:05. Now Saxby kicks it long. That one off the glass. Comes back to Nacho, who fires a shot. That one blocked by Mario Alvarez. Nacho still sitting on 6 goals. He has not scored a goal in 13 games for the Comets. 10:40 left to play, and a foul called on Orlando.
That's amazing to me, Nacho, with the talent that he has. And, you know, sometimes he's not getting a regular shift, but, you know, once he breaks the confidence, it's only if he can break through that confident barrier, it's going to be helpful for the Comets in the playoffs.
Sosa to Nacho, just above the crossbar, rebound. Goes in, it's Leo Gibson on the doorstep. Comets lead 1-0.
What a diving header. I mean, not a diving header, but Leo's always at the right place at the right time. And Nacho gets on the board with an assist.
So Gibson picks up his 22nd on the year. And for Nacho, that is his 8th assist. And it puts the Comets on top, 1-0. There's the shot just above the crossbar, and Gibson, right place, right time to head that one home.
Word of advice for defenders, do not look at the ball, especially when Leo's in the box.
Important for the Comets to get off to a good start.
We've been saying that, Nick, since we've been doing the broadcast here this year, and they haven't got off to too many good starts. I think 1 out of all the games. So it's important not only to get 1 goal ahead, but to continue that motion.
Comets working it out of the back. Anthony Grant trying to play it over to Mirko Sandovari. It goes to Orlando instead. Now Gibson volleys it over to Rojas. Rojas played it back to Gordy. A little bit off the mark here. Kansas City deflects it back in towards the Orlando side of the field. Perez will not chase it to the keeper. Sleva plays it up to a teammate. That one Rojas, then played near side for Freitas. Thiago Freitas is getting in there. It's just as Thiago Freitas, excuse me, his 9th game. He's been out of the lineup since January. So Orlando's getting healthier, and they're picking up more talent. Now Gerson just left of the goal, fanned on the shot. Saxby's got it for the Comets.
He'd like to have that touchback, Nick. Great indoor soccer pass off the boards, and he just didn't finish that chance.
Here's Sandoval looking to play it to Gerson in the corner. Comets get it out. Togba goes down after being fouled by Osvaldo Rojas.
I'd like to see a continuation in play there, Nick, because Comets had a pretty good break and they stopped the action.
Kevin Ellis forward to Kyle Williams. Williams looking for Gibson, who goes down. Ball shoots across the area and then to Togba. Now Robert Palmer, who got the game winner last week in a dramatic win over Harrisburg, 7-6. Robert Palmer with the bombasso in the final 2 minutes of the game, giving Kansas City the 7-6 win. Comets try the right wing corner this time. Kyle Williams away from the goal to Togba. Togba's been amazing for the Comets this year. He has a dozen goals and 5 assists, and this is his 15th game of the year. He played just 12 games for the Comets last year. Now Gibson into Kyle Williams. Williams combs it out, faces the defender, gets it to Leo, now back to Sosa. 8 minutes and 20 seconds there. Kyle Williams there, fanned on the volley. Sandoval is there, battling with Williams. Now Schmerman, Williams gets it back. Plays it into the middle to Ellis. Now on the doorstep, Leo Gibson, and it goes off of an Orlando player, and the Comets are going to have a restart in the left wing corner here with 8:05 to play in the first. There's Leo Gibson, 21 goals and 22 assists. Oh my God, I don't know if I'll be able to unsee that. Comets on the restart. Roll it in and it's kicked away. Was that from the Schwabe just showed me a picture on his phone of a very young Jim Schwabe. Maybe your rookie year for the Comets?
No, it wasn't rookie year. It was kind of a collage. I mean, don't go that far. 2 years ago, Nick.
Shirt off, by the way.
Oh, that was the only one in the calendar. I got to be careful what I say because there's a lot of people from the school, and it's amazing how many people listen.
Yeah. By the way, great to have you here, spending part of your evening with us here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena and Sport Shake Field, watching the Comets. Comets get it over to Robert Palmer, and then up the sideboards, it comes to Nacho. A centering pass into Sandovari, picked off by Orlando, up to Gerson. Gerson over to Neto. Neto lets it bang off the boards here, marked by Nacho. Comets defense gets back. And then stolen away by Ramon Palmer. Palmer weaving his way through yellow jerseys, and then Orlando takes it back after they catch up with Ramon Palmer from Kingston, Jamaica. Comets lead 1-0 on a goal by Leo Gibson. And we've got a timeout on the field, so let's take a break here. 6:43 left to play in the first. It's Kansas City 1 and Orlando 0. Great to have you here on MASL TV.
Congratulations to this week's Olive Garden menu of the game, the blanket from Lee's Summit. Enjoy your generous and delicious $100 lunch or dinner at Olive Garden with Mark Saxby. Comets fans, you can see your picture up on Comets Vision, minus the breadsticks and salad. If you tweet us your pictures and send us your selfies with the Sport Shake selfie station with the hashtag #ShowYourPower. You can see your selfie up on the Comets video board during tonight's match. Take a picture of you in the seats or on the field, or visit that nice looking kiosk out in the concourse. Select Physical Therapy is the official training, physical therapy, and sports performance partner of the Comets. When daily life is altered due to injury, accident, or chronic medical condition, Select Physical Therapy can help get you back to activities you enjoy. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to find a location near you.
Schwab, Nick Vassos, live on MASL TV. Great to have you here. We have 6:43 left to play in the first. Kansas City 1, Orlando 0. There's Gordy Gerson, a team captain and leading scorer for the O-Town SeaWolves.
He's had a good year, Nick.
Yeah, he just keeps piling up the goals. Thiago Freitas with it outside the Comets yellow line. Darts inside. Guy Gomez gets by Gomez, couldn't get by the rest of the Comet defense, and Berto is out with it. His pass behind Anthony Grant. Anthony Grant looking to split the defense here, still fighting for the ball. Rojas kicks it over to Gerson. Now forward to Freitas, shoots, save! Made by Saxby's first save. Comets will try to counter. Here's Sosa. Oh, he was looking to slide it through to Anthony Grant, could not do it. Correction, Gomez. And Orlando back with it the other way. Here's Rojas with the drive, blocked by Sandovari. Comets come up with the rebound. Anthony Grant goes down, and a foul is called against Orlando.
Nick, the game is opening up. I talked to Coach Runfed on the way out earlier today when he was heading to the stadium. This is a playoff. This is another playoff game with them. You don't want to. I mean, you don't want to get like that, but it is. It's a must-win here tonight.
Comets with just a slim 2-game lead over Orlando, and St. Louis is within a handful of games. And if you look across the MASL, Schwabi, the South Central Division is the most competitive in the MASL. You can make an argument that over in the Pacific, you've got Tacoma and Ontario within a game of each other. Those two teams will battle it out for the second spot, but you've got 3 teams fighting for one spot, and Kansas City and St. Louis are going to meet each other. Of course, Kansas City and Orlando are going to meet each other as well.
Yeah, a lot of parity, and that means down the stretch here, Nick, every game matters. I mean, you got to dot your I's, cross your T's, but every quarter, you got to, you know what, as a coach, former coach, you always try to win quarters. If you win quarters, it turns into winning halves. If you win halves, all of a sudden, you come out in the second half, complete the game, and you get victories. And you know what? That's how you got to get. It's about W's now. It's not about playing well. It's about how to get the win.
And the formula for the Comets has been good team defense. Mario Alvarez with the ball, left side, shoots off the near boards. Rebound Sandoval. Yosio fires one from beyond the yellow line, blocked by Stokic. Rebound to Alvarez. Return pass to Sandoval. Naranjo is in there as well. Forward it comes to Neto. Neto away from the goal. That one back to Edwin Rojas. Sandoval. Now near side it comes to Naranjo. Into Neto. Neto left wing corner away from the goal. Sandoval looks at it, thought about it, instead passes it off to the right, Edwin Rojas. 4:06 left to play in the first. Orlando with some good possession time here. Edwin Rojas, now Sandoval. Now, the SeaWolves have an interesting schedule the rest of the way, Schwabi. They're going to play a pair of games every weekend to close out the schedule. And this weekend might be the highest mountain to climb for them. Once they're done here tonight, they are going to travel to Milwaukee for a 105 game tomorrow. And that is not going to be easy.
No, and that's why the first game as a visiting team coming in, Orlando's task is to win tonight.
Yeah.
If they win tonight, then you know what? They can start taking chances tomorrow. And the 105 game is hard to turn around, especially going on the road. You're probably talking 8.5 with the flight, with the weather, and whoever knows how they're getting traveling. But it's going to be a tough task for them. But that's why tonight's game is very important to them. As the coach, you want to make sure if you can set the tone on a road trip, especially late in the year. The first game on the road is the most important game because it sets the tone.
So far, things have been held pretty close to the vest between these two teams. Thiago Freitas on back to Edwin Rojas. Kansas City again, 9-7 on the year. Orlando 6-8. Comets average 7 goals a game. Orlando averages just over 6.
Nick, I was talking to Channel 41. I know that's your competitor, but
yeah,
they're asking questions about how important the World Cup bid is here, to Kansas City, and just the global. I mean, the economy,
the notoriety it would bring.
It's an epic proportions. I mean, it's like having World Cup qualifying games is big. The World Cup coming here, different countries coming into venues.
5 to 7 games, World Cup games in Kansas City. I can't imagine. I mean, it would be such a big deal for this town to get something like that. It would truly be amazing. And the story is that Kansas City is taking its first step here in its process to secure that bid. Now there are 17 United States cities. Remember, fans, it's a North American bid where you've got Canada, United States, and Mexico. All will be having games in each of those countries. 17 cities in the United States, and the FIFA will cut 7 of those cities down. Here's a play by Gibson into the corner, looking to get to Nacho Flores, and a foul is called on Nacho.
Ron Corey didn't like that one.
No.
Nacho tried to put, you know what, good call by Ron, but not well perceived here by the fans.
Yeah. And then kicked right out of bounds, and the Comets, bad mistake there by Orlando, and that's going to give the Comets a shot here right at the top of the arc. I don't know what Alvarez is complaining about. Oh, now they're going to place it on the far touchline. Just to finish that thought about the World Cup and why it's such a big deal, Kansas City being a Midwestern city, and cities like Chicago and St. Louis are not a part of the bid. You got to figure that you're in competition with, well, Denver is going to be one you're in competition with. Cincinnati, also another one of those cities in the Midwest. I would hope that the World Cup committee would want to have a team placed in the Midwest. You'd have teams on the East Coast, in the Midwest, and then on the West Coast. So if you're a Kansas City, and like I am, you're hoping that they will, keep a team in the Midwest. And with Kansas City's soccer infrastructure here in town, I mean, we're pretty much ready to host a game right now.
Not only with Sporting Park, you got Arrowhead. There would be the facilities here, practice facilities are next to none. This city in 10 years, Nick, has grown soccer. I mean, not just the numbers, but the quality facilities. Lamar Hunt started it with the Wizards. The sporting owners, the Cerner,
Neil Patterson,
yeah. Cliff Illick, all the sporting owners and the organization, first class, and I think they're going to bring it here, Nick. I really think.
Here's Thiago Freitas. Thought he had an opportunity, follow the ball down to the boards, but the Comets scoop it up and they'll try to counter. Here's the speedy Anthony Grant down the left side. Anthony Grant fires it, ding-dong off the post.
Tell you what, he took it, carved him up a little bit and said, hell with passing. He had a little bomb with his left foot, Nick.
Rebound comes off to Orlando. We're in the final seconds of the opening quarter here between Orlando and Kansas City. There's a play into the middle, kicked out by Sosa, picked up by Stokic. He tried to poke it up to Ramon, but it comes back to Orlando with 5 seconds left on the clock. Here's Osvaldo Rojas turning and firing, no good. And as the horn sounds, that'll do it for the first 15 minutes in the books. Leo Gibson gets the goal, Nacho the assist, and Kansas City will take a 1-0 lead into the second quarter. We will take a break. It is great to have you here on MASL TV.
Book your next stay at StonyCreekHotels.com. Stony Creek Hotel and Convention Center, the official hotel of the Comets. All right, ladies and gentlemen, returning to Sports Shake Field, please put your hands up for the Comets dance team, the Supernovas. Don't forget, folks, to get your selfie at the Sport Shake selfie station, line section 110 and 111 of the concourse. If you go and take a selfie there, you could win a Comets scarf and a hat. All you gotta do is go take a picture of yourself. How hard is that? At the Sport Shake Show Your Power selfie station. That's in the east of the concourse behind section 110 and 111. Be a part of the action at all.
And we're back. Jim Schwab, Nick Vasso, Silverstein Ice Center's Arena, Sport Shake Field, Kansas City, and Orlando meeting for the second time this year. These two teams will meet next weekend on the day before St. Patty's Day.
Nick, good start for the Comets. I feel their team defense, they got numbers behind the ball. They give up one crucial restart, but Stokic has two crucial blocks. So it's important. The more block shots, better off it is. But good team defense. Oh, look at that.
Oh, almost a giveaway there. Saxby with a nice recovery. And then the Comets pass it to Osvaldo Rojas. Boy, the Comets with some trouble there in their last third.
Sometimes it's better to clear it, Nick.
Yeah. Right when you were talking about that, that's been the key for the Comets in these the success that they've had recently, and that is good team defense, especially in the last third.
Also, the distribution out of the back, Nick, has been a lot better. I remember we had 2 or 3 giveaways. Christmas, remember, Christmas came in January,
right.
February. So let's not have Christmas in March.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you're a Comets fan, for sure. Here's Mario Alvarez. Hit that one with the outside of his foot and then kind of bent away from the goal. Rebound comes out front. Alvarez has the ball once again. He's got that bleached hair like Gordy Gerson does. And Gerson with it goes off the boards. Rebounds up front. Rojas. Now Edwin Rojas with a drive blocked by the Comets. Another drive saved by Saxby.
Wow.
Saxby coughing quick there.
Wow, self-defense there. Big save.
Holy cow, I wonder if we can get a replay of that one. That was an unbelievable save. There it is. Let's see.
It comes back out. Now he tees it back up, Nick. Watch this. He hits all of it. And what a great save. Guys, great camera work in the booth.
Oh, my gosh.
Crucial restart here defensively for the Comets. Orlando's going to try to set something up.
Sandoval's got Gerson to his left. He's got Thiago Freitas right in the area near the top of the arc. Sandoval goes to Gerson. Gerson hits it off the boards. Togba heads it away from the goal. Orlando will maintain possession. On back to Richard Schmerman. He also has gotten into the dye act as far as his hair. They've been passing around the hydrogen peroxide apparently. 11 minutes and 26 seconds left to play in the first half. 1-0 Kansas City on a goal by Leo Gibson. Forward it comes to Neto. Neto had it poked away from behind by Sosa. Now front and center. Oh, there we go. Oh, Margaret, I can hear. Hallelujah. You got me loud and clear now, Schwabi?
I can hear you.
Hey.
That's okay.
Hey, I want to thank our crew, Silverstein Ice Center's crew. We're all good to go. We're rolling. We're cooking with bacon grease. Giddy up. Sliva into the corner with a bicycle from Neto. And covering up is Saxby. Saxby out to Perez. Over to Togba. And then back to Guy Gomez, who was going off. Neto picks it up for Orlando. Rolls it into the middle looking for Gerson. Kansas City gets back defensively. Now Togba out. And Togba gets taken down in the midfield. Hammered down.
Nick. Yeah, Togba got it, but that's just you probably see the replay here. Watch. Yeah, that's, you know what?
Professional.
Yeah, I would say professional.
Yeah,
with a capital P.
For sure.
In the middle of the park, not to go the other way. But
yep.
on the other side, Nick, is the Comets made a little blunder on. Here we go.
Open space. Ellis, he shoots. Sliva makes the save. Rebound comes back into Sliva.
He chested it back to him. Nice play by Orlando.
Sliva throwing down the near side. Osvaldo Rojas is there. double teamed by a couple of Comet players. Rojas, a big fella, still going forward, still has the ball. Boys, he's strong on the ball. He's got Guy Gomez and Gibson there trying to wrestle it away, and the Comets finally do. They get it up to Ellis. Here's Ellis down the left side. Shoot, save! Sleva.
That's why the pressure on Ellis there on the breakaway. The consistent pressure from behind caused him to pull the trigger a little quicker, Nick. And
then Kevin Ellis draws the foul. Boy, Kevin Ellis, 3 goals in 3 games since joining the Comets. He has been a quick learner in the indoor game. He's been a great addition to this Comet team. It's now Sandovari in the middle to Ellis. Again, the Comets are without Lucas Rodriguez tonight. Lucas has been out several games because of a knee injury.
any word on when he's coming back, Nick?
Don't know yet. Perhaps we'll check in with Jeff Houston and see if we can get an update. Now Saxby. Saxby along the blue turf, forward to Gibson. Wall pass to Sandovari. Sandovari hassled from behind. Sleva picks it up, throws it out to Thiago Freitas. Freitas with his back to Leo Gibson. Correction, Robert Palmer. And then played back to Rojas. So Orlando will set up their offense here with 10:40 left to play in the first half. And the Comets leading by 1. Here's a drive up top, and that one deflected by the Comets, not on frame. Ellis plays it back to Saxby, and then Saxby on over to Sandovari. Mirko plays it up to Gibson, who lost it. Comets give it away. Shot save made by Saxby. Neto was there, and Saxby gets it back.
We just talked about it, Nick, giving the ball away, and here it goes again.
Comets having trouble getting out of the back. There's Schmerman. Now a give and go over to the area. Neto tees it up and lets it fly.
One thing that I'd like, Nick, in the next several minutes here to end the half, got 10:06 left, is the Comets, they're a little bit too compact. I'd like to see them stretch. You got a beautiful blue carpet here. Stretch the blue carpet. Let's get our legs here and use our athleticism. Right now, Orlando is pressuring us. Heavy pressure, and we're not really stretched out enough to do it. We've had bad changes. We've given the ball up, kicked the ball out of bounds. We just haven't got any consistency yet.
Yep.
And you know what? We're fortunate to be up 1-0.
Kind of just right on cue, Schwabe. Kyle Williams kicked it out of bounds. So another turnover here to Orlando as Mario Alvarez works it up the right side. Goes off the boards looking for Gerson. Played back to Alvarez. Correction, that was Schmerman. Here's Alvarez. Now Sandoval. Played all the way back to Sleva. Schmerman rolls it up to Rojas. 9.5 to play in the first half. Alvarez. Sosa and Ramon Palmer in front of him. Gerson. Rojas.
We're gonna introduce you here in just a minute too, so stay right around here, okay?
Here is Sandoval. Now Guy Gomez. Comets trying to work it out of their half. Forward it comes to Ramon Palmer. Palmer shoots and Sleva makes the save. Now Guy Gomez rolls one in and Sleva swats that one away. Out of bounds off Kansas City. Turnover back to Orlando.
Great opportunities for the Comets there. Palmer had a great shot and unbelievable save by the Orlando keeper. Nick, what do you think so far?
Well, the Comets, like you said, I think the Comets are still looking for some consistency and some possession. Big drive there by Alvarez and a good save by Saxby. First thing, Saxby's made 3 good saves here early on. The Comets have not been able to get in any kind of role, any kind of chemistry, any kind of flow of the game. Orlando's had most of the possession here early on in this game, and they've had the better of the chances so far. Here's Freitas into Neto. Neto played it away from the goal, and Sosa kicks it off the boards, and it's held back in. Drew Goff has the ball, plays it back to Neto. Interesting, Neto has 4 goals, and all of them have been on the power play. He has not scored an even strength goal so far since rejoining Orlando.
I think the key here for the Comets, they're not functioning right now 100%. Meaning is they're trying to get in rhythm, but let's not give up a bad penalty, a dumb penalty. Let's keep playing smart, get behind the ball, let Orlando build it out. They've had majority of possession, but you know what? They haven't scored yet. Great defense, but we've kind of bent and not broke yet, so hopefully we can continue to do that.
We'll take a break. 7:31 left to play in the first half. It's Kansas City 1 and
Thank you,
Orlando
Nate.
nothing.
Comets fans, Domino's of Kansas City has once again graciously donated their suite this season to honor the men and women who defend our country. Tonight, please help welcome Ralph Pacheco, a Kansas City native. He served in the Army during the Korean War with Company B in 2nd Engineering. 8th Army for 2 years. Ralph has 2 children, 1 grandson, and has worked in the community volunteer. Ralph lost his older brother in Vietnam in 1966. Comets fans, one more time, a big round of applause to show our appreciation for his service, and a big thanks to Domino's of Kansas City.
North Kansas City Hospital is the exclusive medical provider of the Comets. From minor injuries to serious trauma or illness, their team of medical specialists is equipped to handle all of your health care needs. Stay at the top of your game with North Kansas City Hospital.
Heard from downtown Chris Brown, the champion GM of the
Kansas City Attack.
No, but the T-Bones GM.
T-Bones GM here in our area.
The silent GM.
We love downtown Chris Brown. Hope you're doing well, CB. Keep it in the vault.
Like we said, the text, the undercover text, they keep coming.
He's a silent GM. All right, 7.5 to play in the first half. Kansas City and Orlando in a tight one here early on. Jim Schwab, Nick Vassos, our entire Silverstein Eye Center's crew here on MASL TV. We are one of 3 games tonight around the league. Togba into the area. Kicked back out by Orlando, but the Comets hoping to maintain possession here. Let's hope they do here. If you're a Comets fan, you'd like to see Kansas City hold on to the ball. They didn't do it there. Bobby Hurwitz out with it for Orlando. Hurwitz shoots, and Robert Palmer played it perfectly to make the block. Oh, quick outlet to Brian Perez. Perez, far side, Grant. Oh! He's going to be thinking about that one tonight when he goes to bed.
What first of all, unbelievable distribution from Saxby. Threw a laser beam down there. One hopper to Perez. Perez very unselfishly gave it to the back post, and he listen. It's easy to do when you don't keep your head still.
Yeah.
That looked like my T-ball. That looked like my T-shot going about 100 yards way up. Infield fly rule. He'll have that back though. He'll get it back. I like to see that though.
Here are the Comets. Oh, they're going to get Kevin Ellis for a foul against Sleva.
Kevin needs
pleading his case.
He's always going to get that foul. I mean, you slide into the keeper. Doesn't matter if you touch him or not. If he goes down, you're getting the call. So Ron Corey did the right thing by blowing it. Kevin's just got to let it go.
Rojas rolls it forward to Freitas. Freitas playing his first game in some time for Orlando. Kevin Ellis took the ball away, and now a battle forward on the far boards. It comes out. Gibson plays it forward to Grant. Grant with another try, and he rolls that one wide. Robert Palmer comes up with the rebound. Palmer leading the Comets in blocks, plays it off the boards, looking for Sandovari. Now Sleva throws it out to Gerson. Gerson with a drive. That one off the near glass, no good. Rebound off to Gibson of the Comets, and played back to Robert Palmer. So the Comets will slow it down and work it out of their last third. Palmer with a pass up to Ramon Palmer, then forward to Kyle Williams. Williams marked by Alvarez. Williams thought about darting inside, instead plays it away from the goal, back to Robert Palmer. Comets will reset their offense. 5.5 to play in the first half. 1-0 Kansas City. Goal by Leo Gibson.
Notice, Nick, when they stretch him out, right? We've had two counterattacks on the quick counter. One with the goalkeeper, great distribution out of the back with Mr. Saxby and the defenders. Now all of a sudden it stretches Orlando that they have to play the whole length of the field. Let's not play in their hands here.
Wow, some good footwork there by Ramon Palmer. Can the Kansas City hang on? Palmer gets it back. Here's Ramon Palmer down to Gibson. Gibson running out of space, double team. Both teams playing on shot. Save! Sleva. Well, Ramon Palmer started it and he tried to finish it, but Sleva made the save. Meanwhile, at the other end, Orlando trying to get the counter going, but Comets scramble back defensively. Brian Perez is there. On up to Leo Gibson. Gibson out wide to Nacho. Nacho fires a shot just wide.
Entertaining for the Comets fans, Nick.
It's end to end here in the last couple of minutes.
It choked you up a little bit.
For sure. Loose ball picked up by the Comets. Sosa out wide to Nacho. Nacho looking at the goal. Instead plays it to Gibson. Now headed back in there. Nacho bangs it off of Sleva, and he picks up the rebound for Orlando. Nacho Flores from Santiago, Chile. 6 goals rather, and 8 assists for the third-year player from Chile.
You hear the drums in the background, Nick.
Oh, La
It
Bana
is
Kingsley.
Hector's at work.
Comets once again get the ball out of their last third, play it up to Perez. Perez using a wall pass to try to get around the defender, Mario Alvarez, and it goes back to Orlando. And Alvarez played it up to Gerson, but the pass too strong, so back to Kansas City, and here they come the other way. Give and go with Perez and Gibson. Wall pass, front and center. Oh, that was some good movement there by the Comets. But in the end, they could not put a boot on it. Here's Sandovari with some space. Sandovari down the left side. Here's Gibson. Gibson bangs it in there. Sleva got a paw on it. Now Sandoval will kick it out towards the half line, and then Sosa boots it out of bounds for Kansas City.
Very good discipline, though, Nick, both ways. I think the game's stretched out. There's Hector.
There he is.
He's always on, I'll tell you right now.
Everywhere he goes, I bet.
He'll be very passionate about the game of soccer.
And he'll be at the sporting game on Sunday, for sure.
You going?
I don't have plans to go on Sunday.
Let's make plans.
Yeah, you going?
Yeah, usually.
I'm off next week.
Oh, let's do it. I'm off too.
All right.
I'm off to Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, look at this. Guy Gomez, one-on-one shot, save. Sleva. Now Ellis, maybe he's got a second try. He shoots.
Oh!
Kevin Ellis hammers it home.
Little fake and shake it and baked it up in the top corner. Oh my goodness, and he hit all that one.
Kevin Ellis is fourth in as many games. It gives the Comets a 2-0 lead. Schwabe, take us through this one.
Watch this. First of all, one-on-one breakaway. Orlando's nowhere in the picture. Comes back, makes a great save. Ellis takes his time. Shakes, bakes, and then hell with it. Let's go upstairs.
Takes.
Hey. If you give it up, hey, goalie's downstairs and he goes upstairs.
Oh, what a goal by Kevin Ellis.
Watch this, Nick, again. Fakes it here, baits him, watch the keeper here. Goes down a little bit, and he goes, if you're down, I'm going up.
Yep. And you can tell Sleva was like, why did I do that?
Well, hey, if you give them a lot of players, they're going to shoot on the reaction, right? Usually they go down. But he was very composed on the ball. And you know, if you interview him afterwards, he saw the keeper go down.
Kevin Ellis, the Kansas City native, coming over from Sporting to play here for the Comets. He's been tremendous.
Nick, 2-0, 1:56 left, right? The discipline defensively, and also maybe to get another one to go up 3-0, but the key is not to give up a cheap goal here.
Let's see what happens here over the next 1 minute and 56 seconds. Here's Freitas. Now Sandoval. Edwin Rojas. that would be something if the Comets were able to keep Orlando goalless in the first 30 minutes of this game. Guy Gomez comes up with the assist on that last Comet goal. That is Gomez's first assist of the year. And again, Ellis, number 4 for the KC native. 1 minute, 16 seconds left to play in the first half. It's Mario Alvarez in front of the SeaWolves bench. Just outside the Comet yellow line. Over to Edwin Rojas, who runs up on it and hammers one off the glass. Rebound comes out front and center. Stokes played it back to the keeper. A dangerous pass. Now Saxby up and throwing for Nacho. And Sleva off his line to kick it towards the center circle. Almost a bad play there by the Comets. Now Sandovari. Settle things down. 45 seconds left on the first half clock. Team captain Brian Perez playing in another game for the Comets. He has not missed a game in 3 years. Forward it comes over to Nacho. Hops over his shoulder. He'll leave it for Gibson. Now to Nacho in the right wing corner. Up top to Togba, who heads it into the corner to Robert Palmer, who goes off the glass. Bobby Hurwitz of Orlando clears it towards the half line. And with 18 seconds left, the Comets will have possession of the ball. Saxby forward to Gibson. Gibson lost it, and Orlando takes over. 10 seconds left in the first half. Edwin Rojas up to Osvaldo Rojas. And a foul called on Kansas City with 2.1 left to play in the first.
Nacho, his second of the half.
I think they're going to ask for a couple more seconds to be put back on the clock, Nick. I think the clock malfunctioned a little bit and ran off a little bit too much time.
Official asked for 4.8 seconds. He placed on the clock.
4.8 will be put back on the clock. Good job, Schwabi. I'm so thankful we have you up here. Right now it says 4 minutes and 80 seconds. Hold on a second here. We're going to get that fixed.
We've had some technical difficulties, but you know what?
20 minutes on the clock.
We can work through it.
Oh, yeah. Standing by. Randall is down there. He is our official scorekeeper down there and timekeeper. And Randall's down there punching some buttons. There he is right there. There's Randall on the left, and you got Nate Herron on the right, our public address announcer. There's Randall. He's pushing all the buttons down there.
Listen, sooner or later,
he's gonna
put 4 seconds on your stopwatch and let's get this going.
Exactly.
And he can't help it. Just sometimes.
I don't know. Does he have a tack hammer down there?
It's solar. We haven't seen much sun, but we've seen it lately.
Yep. So the officials will keep it on their clocks. Just like Schwabi, that's 2 in a row. Did I tell you you're good?
No, you don't want. I get lucky.
I don't need to tell you that, right? You know that already.
When you have a good partner, it's easy, buddy.
4.8 left. Here's Hurwitz with a drive. That one off the right, no good. And that's it. The horn sounds, and we are at halftime. There's Mark Saxby, who has pitched a shutout in the first half against the Orlando SeaWolves.
He made 3 or 4 crucial saves. Did well. I think the Comets defensively did a lot better than they have been. Fun to watch.
Scoreboard shows that for sure.
Hey, make sure Jeff, if Jeff can hear us, don't ask about stats. Remember last time he asked Coach about stats and goals?
Yeah, no,
and he gave him the aye.
Jeff Houston standing by with the Comets head coach, Kim Runfed. Let's go to him now.
All right, I'm here on the field with Coach Runfed. Coach, good first half. What are the big positives?
Don't give them as many shots as they had in the first half. Mark is doing a great job in goal and keeping them, no goals in the first half. But we also got to put our chances away up front. We've created a bunch of fast breaks. We've got to be a little bit more cool and calm and put the ball in the back of the net.
All right, good strategy. Back to you, Nate.
All right, there's our Jeff Houston. He's a handsome guy, isn't
We
he?
have to find a way to talk to Coach from the booth.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going down next half.
Okay.
Yes. Can I have the interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
we should do that one time. We got the last regular season
Yes,
game
I would
coming
love
up.
to do that.
All right, we'll do that for the last regular season game. Look at all those Comets fans with the gear on. And there's Comet the dog out there. So we're at halftime. We shall take a break. And when we come back, we'll have some third quarter action for you. So enjoy halftime. And the Comets lead 2-0 over the Orlando SeaWolves. Great to have you here on MASL TV.
And one harvester ball that are not equally divided. So if you're ready, Comet, are you ready now? Comet's ready. Here we go. It's harvesters fleeing for food. Comets fans, good luck to you. I won't move. Good luck. Give it a shot. You got one shot. Here we go. Coming 2 more times around. Harvesters fleeing for food. See if we can get one of those harvester balls to land and stay inside and win big. Hey, you see anything yet?
Not yet, we had a couple close ones. And Comets give you an ample opportunity. He's not a...
Nice and slow. Nice and slow tonight.
Steady goes Comet.
Nice
He
and
is
slow.
walking out with his tail. Look out, Butch. There we go.
All right, Comet, one more time. One more time around. Harvesters fleeing for food. You can win. All right, Connor, come on back. Let's see if we got ourselves a winner today. Connor, let's see. We got, moving tail. Nothing there, Nate, nothing there. Thought there was one underneath that tail, but no luck. Harvesters fleeing for food. If you want a chance to win big, make sure you swing by the concourse next home game. A chance to win with Harvesters fleeing for food. No winner tonight. Nate, back to you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Comet. Nicely done.
Are you suffering from ongoing aches and pains? Did you get too ambitious enjoying your favorite activities? Don't let it pain. Contact Select Physical Therapy for relief today from our individualized treatment plans and convenient hours to apply the training from passionate clinical teams. Select Physical Therapy is your only choice for physical therapy, hand therapy, sports medicine, and work health services. Your healing can start today. Schedule an appointment at one of our convenient locations at selectphysicaltherapy.com. 800-770-6682.
All right, Comets fans, as promised, please direct your attention up to the rafters. As in the event now, money will be descending from the skies, courtesy of our friends at 7th Street Casino. Got 7th Street Casino bucks falling from heaven. 7th Street Casino, the official casino partner of the Kansas City Comets. Join the Lucky Sevens Players Club and join the fun. Those falling buck slips are good for $10 of free slot play at the Lucky 7 Players Club. You could win an additional $200.
Halftime here at Silverstone Ice Center's Arena and Sports Shake Field. The Comets lead 2-0 over the Orlando SeaWolves. Joined once again by Jeff Husid. Jeff, let's talk about the South Central Division. The most competitive division in the MASL. We've got 3 teams battling it out, 2 of them battling here today. You can feel the intensity kind of ratchet up with each passing week, can't you?
Oh yeah, every game is vitally important. And it's a playoff atmosphere all the time. You could tell last week when the Comets were playing Harrisburg, every eye in the building that wasn't on the field was also watching how St. Louis was doing, how Orlando was doing, how Florida was doing, trying to see where that spot is. Comets are up 2 games on both St. Louis and Orlando right now and hoping to stay that way.
And the other division where it's still up in the air for that second playoff spot is out in the Pacific Division. San Diego is running it away. They've actually clinched the division already. But Ontario and Tacoma are in a really tough battle for that second spot.
You know, and some weeks they both are fighting for it, and some weeks neither one of them wants it. It's a tough division to play in by itself, and they're battling back and forth right now. This week should be a good week. Tacoma's got Turlock, a home-and-home series. Ontario's got San Diego, so that's going to be a tough decision for them.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about the weekend. Tonight there are 2 other games in the MASL, and then Saturday there's only 2 games, including Orlando at Milwaukee. Boy, they have a really short turnaround, don't they?
Oh, it's the life in the MASL. You play at 7 o'clock one night and 1 o'clock the next day, 8 hours away. So it's just the way it is, and that's the way the life in the MASL is right now. So you have to plan. If you're Orlando, you know, being down 2-0 right now is not a good spot to be, because you can't be fighting, and then go up to Milwaukee tomorrow chasing that spot again.
Yeah. Hey, if you love watching MASL TV, like I know Heiner House does of the Orlando SeaWolves, Sunday is going to be your day to sit back and feast on the MASL. 7 games on Sunday, Jeff, including St. Louis in action as well. Everybody's playing, it seems like.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a busy, busy day. Thank goodness for MASL TV, right? One page, you can see all the games, watch them all at once. There's a shameless plug right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, some of the games on Sunday include Harrisburg at UCFC and Kansas City at Baltimore. Those 2 games are important not only for Kansas City and their playoff hopes, but in the East, you've got UCFC and Baltimore separated by just 1 game.
Usually at this time of year, we're talking about Baltimore, what do they need to clinch the division? They've already clinched a playoff spot, but right now, they haven't even clinched a playoff position right now. Utica City and Baltimore are going to fight it out right until the very end, I think.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, Ontario and San Diego is going to be another game to wrap up the Sunday slate of games. That'll be at 7:05 our time, so check MASL TV. What do you think about the first half here between Orlando and Kansas City? Boy, it's really close.
You know, I never expected to come to an MASL game and see a pitcher's duel, which it pretty much was for a long time. Both goalkeepers playing very well. Mark Saxby's on his head right now. Some great saves. And right now the difference is the fast breaks, and the Comets are converting theirs. Orlando is not. That's where it's going.
And lastly, for Comets fans, Lucas Rodriguez is not playing here tonight. Can you give us an update on Lucas, how he's doing, and when he may be expected to return?
You know, he's recovering. He had a little injury to his knee, and so we're hoping to have him back next week. Probably could have had him back for one of the 2 games this week, but the team is playing really well, and there's a travel weekend, so it felt it was best to give him a rest 1 more week.
Okay. Jeff, enjoy the second half.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick.
All right, Jeff Houston, Nick Vassos. We are at halftime with the Comets leading Orlando by the score of 2-0. We continue on MASL TV.
At the end of this current contract, and plans of completing a full 20 years.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and I will bear the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Betancourt, for your dedication to our nation, and thank you Comets would like to say thank you to all the groups and special guests in attendance tonight. Welcome to Cedar Creek Elementary, performers of our national anthem. Welcome to the Lightning Bolts U12 girls. Welcome to the Rodeo Youth Center. Welcome to Blackwater Strikers Academy U13 boys. I'd like to welcome Stuart Panassa and his family again here this evening. Thanks for joining us. Please welcome back to the field your Kansas City Comets. That is some chair dancing. All right, nicely done, Comets fans. We'll give you some more opportunities to go on Comets Vision tonight. But now, join in with Mr. Freddie Mercury. Let's get our second half started. Nicely done, folks.
There we go. We are back live inside Silverstone Ice Center's arena, looking live at Peter Sliwa, a native of Debeka, Poland, with a degree in business. This is his fifth team: Seattle, Ontario, St. Louis, Florida, Orlando. And he allowed 2 goals in the first half.
He played well too, Nick.
Yeah.
Considering the shots and the opportunities the Comets had, I thought he played really well. Both keepers did.
So here we go. Third quarter is underway. Important game in the South Central Division tonight. Orlando with the ball, and they will press it up slowly. Across the half line to Edwin Rojas. Again, Orlando is playing without Derek Huffman. He is serving a 2-game suspension. He and Andre Braithwaite got sideways in a game earlier. And they were assessed a bigger suspension and then appealed it, and then the league decided to reduce both of them to 2 games. 2 games for Braithwaite and 2 games for Huffman. Sosa, long into the corner for Leo Gibson. Gibson plays it back to Togba. Togba making a run in there, could not get it, and then Sosa pops one into the area, and Sleva catches it.
I'd like to see John Sosa. I know it's easier set up here, but to clear that ball into the corner, to keep it alive, not to give it on a counterattack to the keeper. Comets bench is frustrated because they wanted a continuation, and it was a quick whistle. But you know what? If you don't call it, listen. The referee, all young referees out there, right? Everybody listening. When you blow the whistle, you're going to make people happy, and you're going to make people pissed. Just blow with confidence. I don't care.
Accept that fact, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to make a lot of friends and enemies at the same time. It's a beautiful business.
Kevin Ellis had a second quarter goal to put the Comets up 2-0 with the ball. He leaves it for Sandavari. Also digging in there is Orlando, and they come out with the ball. Quick play up to Neto. Neto quickly with a drive, and that one wide to the left. Ellis will play it up to Sandavari. Mirko plays it onto Leo. Leo will use the boards to get around him. Plays it back to Sandavari. The Comets and Orlando trading possessions, and a foul called on Kansas City.
A little delayed, just what we talked about. He fouled him. RC, otherwise known as Ron Corey, played on, seeing if there was any advantage, and he brought it back. So O-Town would have a free kick.
O-Town. I like the O-Town.
Oh, my goodness.
The Boombasso from Schmerman.
The left-footed
missile. How about that? He's pumped.
I'll tell you what, Nick, wait till you see the replay here. As soon as it left his foot, it's in the corner. It's like there was camera missed it a little bit. Oh, my goodness. Watch this.
Cuts the camera.
Watch this.
Woo. Whoa, that was by Saxby before he could get a second mitt up there. 2-1.
Like I used to tell Mr. Warren Westcoat, nothing's good when you go down. Stay up.
Stay up.
Stay up, because you know what? All these guys can hit it. That was a missile. Great opportunity there, Orlando.
Warren Westcoat recently celebrated a birthday.
What's he, 56?
24 and 18, I believe, in all-time playoffs for the Kansas City Attack. And he was unbelievable on that 96-97 run that you guys won the championship that year.
He did. Him and his wife Eve and his daughter.
Yep.
Joni's going to Emporia State University. They denied me from bringing her to Johnson County, and she's going to Emporia State. So. The Westcoat family's not in good graces here.
Schmerman with his 6th on the year. He's behind the ball again.
Hey, wouldn't you shoot here?
Yes.
But notice there's 2 in the wall now.
Schmerman fires and almost got it through again. Wow.
There's those nights, Nick, as a defender, and when you feel like a little thumper. JD thumped it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? What's the restart play? Shoot, number 1. If you're feeling good about yourself, hit the thing.
Adam James took the pass from Saxby. And then Gordy Gerson now chasing the ball down. Nope, now it's played out to Osvaldo Rojas, who goes down. Comets trying to get it back down. They got a 3v1. Here come the Comets. Oh, and the pass by James is picked off there by, I think that was Schmerman.
That was his second touch, Nick.
Yeah.
That's his first, probably first or second touch of the game, and it just kind of let him down. What I would like to see there is him taking it to the defender, taking it right at him, make a decision. It was 3-on-1 for the Comets, and kind of unfortunate there that James gave up the ball, but that's probably the first negative.
Yeah.
Coach Runford, we are related to Mr. James. How good. So.
Oh, that's right. There's Neto with a drive. Saxby got a piece of that one.
So on the record, Coach, yeah, he did make a mistake.
Yep.
So he's not related anymore.
Intensity of Saxby right there on his face. Sandoval will trigger the restart for Orlando.
Comets they got two in the wall, Nick, as you can see. They got to be very active. Sosa's got to cut off it. Watch the dummy run here and the chip over the top. Very dangerous. Now
Schmerman takes it, and Schmerman hits it home. Schmerman's second in a row, and the game is tied at 2.
He's feeling it.
Give him the ball, huh?
Can you say Red Bull at halftime? O-Town, watch this.
What do they do here, Schwabi?
Watch, they fake it. They come over here. So the wall moves a little bit.
Oh,
and it goes between them.
Yep.
SeaWolves goals for number 10, Schmerman, at 11 minutes and 10 seconds.
Schmerman, his 7th.
You know what? If the guys could run it again in the booth, please. But I think it goes between them. Watch this. Yeah. The wall, the definition of a good wall is solid. When it gets porous, the ball goes through it. And that's the definition. And he's feeling it. Look at him. He's confident. Halftime comes out. Now 2-2, Nick.
Schmerman, the St. Louis native, gets his second on the night, and he's single-handedly tied Orlando with Kansas City. Brand new ball game, and we have 10:47 left to play in the third. Here comes Orlando again. It's Alvarez. And then kicked away by Kansas City, all the way back to Sleva.
Comets a little more frantic in the second half. Maybe in the third period, but hopefully they can regroup here and get reorganized.
Gibson goes off, and Stokic will come on as a defensive runner. Edwin Rojas holds the ball for the SeaWolves. Approaching 10 minutes to play in the third. Kansas City 9-7, looking for the third straight win. Orlando 6-8. They're hoping to avoid dropping 3 straight. Kansas City, Orlando, and St. Louis all very close in the South Central Division for that second playoff spot. Milwaukee leading the division with a record of 15-3. They are running away with things. Kansas City will be in Baltimore on Sunday at 2 o'clock. And then next weekend, the Comets will do their Florida swing. They'll play Orlando Saturday, and then they'll turn around and play Florida on Sunday for St. Patrick's Day next weekend. Boy, Alvarez and Sandoval get tangled up. Neto shoots one in there.
Delayed blue card. Comets going to be shorthanded here. Major collision, Nick. At Fox 4, how would you describe this on the traffic sector?
Well, I would say we had almost a head-on collision there. And we had one player bring his boot up. There's Alvarez.
Oh, my goodness.
And Mirko Sandovari is going to be ticketed for the penalty. That's going to put the Comets a man down here, the first penalty of the game. And Orlando's going to go on the power play. Orlando on the year, 50%. They are 15 of 30 on the power play. Comets on penalty killing are 57%. They've been shorthanded 30 times and have allowed 13 power play goals. So out there for Orlando, it's Sandoval, Gerson, Freitas, Neto, and Alvarez. Here's Sandoval off the boards. The man down team for the Comets includes Togba, as well as Ramon Palmer. Palmer chasing the ball back down towards Sleva. Up to Freitas. Other players on the man-down team, Robert Palmer and John Sosa. So both Palmers, Togba, and Sosa, the man-down team for the Comets. 137 on the advantage for Orlando. Sandoval. Front and center, Freitas. Here comes Berto out to challenge the ball. Now Alvarez in the corner. Gerson flashing in on the back post. Now Sandoval. Right side, Freitas. Sandoval into Neto. Neto over to Gerson. Hits it first time. Off the mark. Good job there by Orlando of creating that open shot there from Gerson. Gordy's calling for the ball in the left wing corner. Now Freitas to Neto. On back to Sandoval. Under a minute to go on the power play for the SeaWolves. Now Neto, one touch, hits it in there, and Saxby scoops it up for the Comets. Saxby unloads to Robert Palmer, who's fouled from behind by Josio Sandoval.
I think Orlando wanted a foul there, didn't get it. Interrupted his path to the goal. And then the Comets got a foul there. Let's see what happens.
Togba takes it up the far boards, runs into a pair of yellow jerseys and turns it back over. Here's Neto. 30 seconds on the advantage. Now Thiago Freitas to Sandoval to the corner. It's Mario Alvarez. Now Alvarez fires it right at Saxby. Into the corner to Neto. Back to Freitas and then all the way back to Sliva. 7 seconds left on the power play to Orlando. Orlando a bit out of sorts here, trying to get something going. 1 second. Sandoval will come back into the game. Got to be careful here over the next few minutes. And Freitas just right on into Saxby. And Saxby calls the timeout. Good timeout there, Coach?
You know what?
Media timeout.
But it wasn't, because he called it.
Yep.
So if it was close to the media, I know they were stretched out. I probably would have cleared it, try to keep possession, and kept my timeout. With a close game, I would have kept it. But you know what? I'm not down there, but that's what I would have done. And I think Coach is explaining it to him.
Well, the MASL now has a podcast, and we would invite you to join Craig Elston as he talks to players, officials, and coaches from across the league and takes you behind the scenes of the MASL. So check out MASLsoccer.com.
He does a good job, Nick.
Yes, he does a very good job.
Very passionate, informative. Yep. I know you were on there. I listened to that. It was very good. Did my homework.
How did I do?
Good as always. I mean, bacon and egg. I mean, it wasn't that, but it was good.
Oh, it's not like the ham and egg up here.
It was sausage patty.
Yeah, that's right.
Big Mac without the special sauce.
Right. Craig Elston, voice of the San Diego Sockers, hosting the MASL podcast. So check it out. They drop every Tuesday as we watch the Lucky Sevens race here. Red 7 or orange 7? Red 7 or orange 7? Red 7, orange 7, red 7!
Blew a tire, blew 2 tires.
And a face plant.
Oh, body slam.
Oh, and a body slam. That's a good one.
Wow. Nick, what do you think about the NFL free agency? A lot of, I love this time of year. Everybody's jockeying for a position.
Chiefs haven't made any moves, though.
They're sitting waiting.
Sitting and waiting? Are they gonna release Justin Houston?
I think so.
It's going to be like a blue card or something, right? Should be. I don't know how that works. There you go. Thanks, Steve. Thank you, Sevens. And thank you.
Good job by Steve Serrano and the Sevens. Good job, Sevens. We have a pair of sevens on the scoreboard as well. 7:17 left to play in the third. We are tied at 2. Gibson and Ellis goals for Kansas City. Schmerman a pair of goals for Orlando as we look at Mark Saxby, the Olathe, Kansas native. Product of Johnson County Community College and Mid-America Benedictine College. Saxby winds up and heaves it down the field. Gibson rises up trying to head the ball, and it bounces on the blue turf into the arms of Peter Sliva. Montreal leading El Paso early 4-1. That game is in the second. The Flash and the Coyotes battling in the Southwest Division. Here comes Orlando. Orlando out wide. Alvarez with a drive. Save made by Saxby. A kick save and a peach. That was a beaut from Saxby. Gibson still battling with it. He goes down. And Brian Martin shakes his head, says no call. And then Gibson gets rung up. He says something to Brian Martin. And Gibson's going to go off for 5 minutes. This will hurt the Comets.
This is where the frustration comes in.
Yep. Leo Gibson did not get the call. And then on his way back into the bench, he said the magic words to Brian Martin. And he'll be sent off for 5 minutes.
He did not invite him to lunch tomorrow. And listen, Leo's one of the nicest, well-mannered guy, right?
Oh,
but he must have said something.
He knows the magic words, as you do.
Well, I think mine's quicker. I think, you know what? That's the bad thing about Leo. He never says anything bad, and all of a sudden when he says it, he gets penalized.
Yep.
I said everything bad all the time.
So both teams will remain at even strength. The Comets will be without the services of Leo Gibson. And the Comets could use that guy to step up right there, Mr. Nacho Flores. The Comets kicked it out of bounds here, and they're going to have to defend a restart here at the top of their D. And they've got Freitas with Gerson to the left and Schmerman to the right. Here's Gerson coming over. Plays it to Schmerman, who shoots, of course. And that one blocked out of bounds by Robert Palmer. Why not give it to Schmerman? He's got a pair of goals tonight. Ball on the far touchline. And we're back underway. Schmerman pokes it forward for Gerson. Played a wall pass to Alvarez, but touched away by the Comets. Orlando hangs on near the half line. Look at that. Look at that. Looking at a picture of Mr. You're wearing 22 of that in that picture right there.
That's back when I didn't have a choice back then, buddy. When you're young, you just get whatever number you get.
What motivates a player to choose a certain number? Like, why did you want to choose 11?
I just really liked it. I mean, nothing like
lucky. You have a good game in there.
I like the number.
Comets defending Orlando there, working inside the Comets' last third. Neto is there along with Tagba. And now Guy Gomez. He's battling with Schmerman.
Oh, they're lucky.
Yeah, they are lucky.
Oh,
Gomez just pile drive Sandoval down to the ground. And
that was a good move on.
That was right in front of the referee's crease.
Monday Night Raw. Oh, wow.
Now Sliva into the air for Neto. Well, that was close to being a handball. Neto plays it over to Gerson. Couldn't put a boot on it. Here's a shot by Alvarez, blocked by Perez of the Comets.
Question, Nick. 4:34 left in the half. And then third quarter, sorry. Has the Comets had an opportunity yet this quarter? I mean,
great question.
I mean,
can you think of an opportunity or a chance the Comets have had?
No, and you know what? We're looking at stats and everything up in the booth, but they just have come out a little bit flat this quarter.
Well, it's almost as if, they're playing, not to lose. They had the 2-goal lead. And now we're tied. And the Comets are being careful, cautious, still communicating defensively. Forward to Neto. Tagba marking Neto very closely. Now Neto puts his body into James. It goes out of bounds, and the Comets will have it. 3:47 left to play in the third. There's Elmo Neto, who's been around this game for a very long time.
He does a good job, Nick.
Sure does.
Holding the ball up, very strong target.
At 36 years age, he's Some people have called him a poacher, but boy, does he have a tremendous amount of skill.
Tell you what, I'd poach too at 36. I would. I'll tell you what, if I'm still playing at 36, I don't care what you call me. Call me lucky.
Here's Robert Palmer. Forward to the kid from Kearney, Adam James. Now Sleva back the other way. Osvaldo Rojas down the left side. Shoot, save! Saxby. Oh, Margaret. He saved the Comets' collective bacon right there.
The discipline of getting back. The counter. He had a 4 or 5 yard, breakaway, and Saxby came up huge.
Saxby's been tremendous tonight.
Remember the timeout, Nick. Calling a timeout at the time. Did it really? It hasn't done much for the Comets.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's easy up in the booth, isn't it?
Well, let me ask you this. That time when the power play is over, there's about 30 seconds where things are just not quite right. Their organization may not be there, and I've seen time and time again when the power play is over and the penalty's been killed, that something happens, a scramble there, and a goal is scored.
Because you have bad changes. You're out there for a long time. You got a little bit of fatigue. Now, all of a sudden, you usually have a special team unit that does the power play, and then how your changes are going. Here's the key. You never change. You only change when you have the ball, not defensively. A couple times tonight, they've changed, and that's the difference of winning, close games.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Under 2 minutes to play in the third.
And they keep plus minuses. So for stat guys out there and ladies out there, it's like when you're on the field and the goal scored, for your team, it's a plus. When you're on the field and your team gives up a goal, it's a minus.
Togba. Now, Gomez, ding-dong off the post. Oh, Gomez making a bid. Boy, I tell you, since Guy Gomez has been playing more shifts for the Comets, he's come to life.
He's come to life, but I'd like to see Nacho out there more because, look at this. This is not even.
Well. Okay, this is not good. Well,
when you say he came to life,
yes.
he did. Oh, my goodness.
He just chopped down Thiago Freitas, and Gomez now in the sin bin. It's the Comets' second penalty of the game. Remember, the Comets still without Leo Gibson. And now they're going to be without Guy Gomez. And the Comets are going to be a man down again for the last 1:18 here of the third quarter. There's Brian Martin. There's Leo. I think Leo needs a hug, doesn't he?
No, I tell you what. He doesn't need a shower right now because he lost his sweat, buddy. He's been in there so long. He needs a lazy boy in there. He's been in there a long time. Plus, he's got to wait for a guaranteed to come out, Nick. He could be in for a long period of time.
Tell me the difference between a stoppage and a guaranteed sub. When is the next guaranteed? Like this would be a guaranteed.
When the ball goes out.
Ball goes out.
Penalty. Yeah.
So Gibson is out of the.
I have a question.
He is out of the sin bin.
Here's my question.
Yes, sir.
Why is Brian Perez arguing with the referee? Like that was a.
I don't know.
Is that a bad call?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it was.
2 minutes for reckless tackle.
Reckless tackle is lucky.
For misconduct, dissent.
Oh yeah.
Not dissent, correction.
So did he get?
Yellow card is the recklessness of the challenge. Correction. Pardon me. He
Yeah.
is the mark finisher.
Okay, so it's just reckless tackle.
Yeah,
right?
that's enough. That's enough for the yellow. that tackle was. Yeah.
Okay, so he's in there for 2 minutes. Did he also get a yellow?
Yellow card on the reckless tackle.
Okay, so you got blue card for 2 minutes for the reckless tackle, and then they tacked on 5 minutes because it was.
No, I don't know about that. We'll have to check with Jeff Husted on that one.
Okay.
Right now it shows 2 minutes. So let's not get carried away. I think it's 2 minutes. Coach is asking Brian Martin.
He just gave him the wave off.
He tried to pin him down. He didn't pin him down. So
I don't like the call.
Back when Brian Martin was only in the box, he would squirmish when we walked by. Now he's, But these referees have grown up a lot.
Yeah.
You know who I saw the other night?
Who?
When I was watching video? Manny Ortiz.
No way.
I didn't see him forever. He surfaced. I thought he was in witness protection.
Oh, my God. That's a name from the past. Guys like Hermano Rossi, Steve Siamos.
Thomas Lauer.
Oh, yeah.
The oldest GOAT imaginable. Look at this.
Oh, Comets with some pressure there. They're a man down here. There's 52 seconds left in the third. We're tied at 2. An important game in the South Central Division of the MASL. Mario Alvarez to Sandoval. Sandoval will leave it for Thiago Freitas. Now Alvarez. 33 seconds left. Orlando deliberate on the buildup. Tom Traxler, the head coach of the SeaWolves, looks on. Now front and center with Freitas. Oh, the Comets. If Freitas had to take it away, Palmer, shorthanded chance, Palmer, he scores! A shorty for Ramon Palmer. That's the Comets' second shorthanded goal of the year. What a huge, huge goal for KC.
With 11 seconds left.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, Nick.
Large.
Look at this. Well, he tucks it in the corner.
Clinical. Ramon Palmer, his 8th on the year.
He does so well.
Look at that.
Calm, cool, collected, chipped it in. One thing, let's go back to the penalty. The yellow card was for the severity of the foul. He serves, he's going to serve the full 5 minutes. Adam serves the blue card, okay?
Okay.
So it's 5 minutes for the yellow card, and the blue card is served by somebody else.
Thank you, Jeff Houston.
All over it. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
See, that's why we have him up here. He gives us help here in our position. Thank you, Schwabi. Horn sounds after. The horn sounds before Gordy puts it in. So when we come back for the fourth quarter, the SeaWolves will be on the power play for 42 seconds. What a game we have cooking here in Kansas City. Long way to go. The Comets with a shorthanded goal by that guy, Ramon Palmer. And they lead it 3-2 over the Orlando SeaWolves. This is MASL TV.
So this is your first goal attempt right here, man. All right, so we've measured this out. It's 25 yards, 75 feet. It's into a 19-inch target. It cannot bounce. It's going to go directly straight into that hole. You think you can do this? That's right. There's the confidence, man, right there. Why not? All right, so here we go. We're going to count you down. Again, a brand new RAV4 valued at $25,000. All thanks to Adams Toyota there in Lee Summit. It's all on you, Matt. Here we go. That's all right. We're still going to get you some tickets to the next home game. You got a little bit of a practice before that game on Sunday, but that's all right. Nate, back to you. And don't forget, if you want that opportunity to win big, get signed up in the concourse.
If you're 18 years old, you do not have to be
That's right.
Strategy there. You didn't pull anything. That's the important part. Just don't stretch anything too bad. Be a part of the action at all 12 Comets home games next season by joining the brand new Comets Club. Membership in the Comets Club comes with season tickets, a custom 7th attacker jersey, and exclusive merchandise and experiences not available anywhere else. See the Comets sales table behind section 109 for more details. Dr. Neil Kelly, DDS, is pleased to offer his patients convenient, comprehensive dental care in South Kansas City. A highly trained and skilled dentist, Dr. Kelly is the official dentist of the Comets. Call him at 816-942-8550.
Imagine you hammer and it just breaks the whole thing.
All right, again, folks, the Comets have a 2-game lead on the playoff watch over both St. Louis and Orlando in the South Central Division. This game is very important here on our home carpet. We all your help making some noise here in the fourth quarter. Let's get up on our feet and make some noise for the Kansas City Comets.
There's Ramon Palmer putting the Comets up by 1 on that shorthanded goal. Ramon tallying his 8th goal on the year, his first shorthanded goal of the season. He and Leo Gibson have the 2 shorties for the Comets. Schwabi?
Mr. Palmer cuts the ball off, but the speed is just, I mean, so important. He broke away. It was almost like Orlando's defense pulled the parachute.
Yeah, well, and his ability also to keep possession of the ball in traffic, he is so good with his feet.
Hold on. Speed, skill, and
speed, skill,
and times 2.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Yeah, recipe for success. Well done, Mr. Palmer. Graduate of Park
University. You got that right. You got that right, Jim Schwab. Jim Schwab and Nick Vassos here with you at Silverstein Ice Center's arena. Joshua Sandoval took one on the jaw.
Kansas City Comets for 14, Leo Gibson, his first of the half.
Leo in a bad mood tonight or what?
He's got a goal tonight. He does seem a little cranky. I don't know if I was Orlando, I'd want to make Leo cranky. Now we've got changes on the field. Here comes Orlando pushing up. Remember, they're on the power play, folks. Another 18 seconds here. Comets a man down. Sandoval. Right side Alvarez. Now back to Yoshio. Yoshio Sandoval back to Sliva. And then forward to Freitas. 1 second. And Adam James should be coming out of the box, and he is. Into Neto. Neto shoots, and that one blocked out of bounds by Robert Palmer. John Sosa pointed at Robert Palmer, saying, good block, teammate. Robert Palmer leads the Comets in blocks with 18. You can see the communication out there. They are talking to one another. Off the wall. Rebounds into Saxby. Saxby is throwing long for Adam James. It's headed back in towards Sliva. Schmerman forward to Alvarez. Alvarez lost it. Perez gets it up to Palmer. Quick pass over to James. James played it right behind Perez. And back the other way come Orlando. Here's Bobby Hurwitz. Hurwitz plays it forward to Rojas, running into the corner. Now a drive by Hurwitz. And Saxby got a piece as well as Sandovari. Oh, and he didn't mean to do it, but he did. He kicked it long right out of bounds.
Yeah, they're pleading for it, Nick, but it's going to the top of the D.
Sandovari made a good play there, helping out his keeper to save the ball off the line, and then he kicks it out of bounds and gives Orlando a great opportunity here on the restart. Comets lead 3-2. Thiago Freitas on the ball, fires it in there. It hits the wall and rebounds back out. Comets with a quick restart. Kyle Williams with a drive. Saved by Sliva. Adam James coming over, trying to pick up the rebound. Battling with 2 Orlando players. Schmerman.
Adam James gets leveled. And I don't think there's anything there, but the fans didn't like it.
Sure there wasn't nothing there against Adam James?
No.
Listen to this, Schwabe. Here, I'll mention that in 1 second here. Here's Togba. Schmerman just gave himself up. He laid down on the log roll, and Togba still had the ball, but passed it over to Perez. Called James Togba's name quite a bit over the last few weeks. Togba has been a very good contributor for the Comets this season.
Yeah, just offensively and defensively, Nick. I mean, he's
a defender. He's got 12 goals and 5 assists.
Yeah, but he's been all over the place.
Oh, Nacho tried to tee one up. Orlando kicked it away. You know, in the third quarter, Schwabe, not a lot of chances for the Comets. There was one at the tail end of the third quarter. Now, here's Nacho. Nacho still there. Deflected away by Hurwitz. Comets have had the better chances here in the fourth, early on, at least for the first few minutes.
Yeah, I think they dictated the pace for the last 3 or 4 minutes, Nick. And
here's Togba. Togba darting down to the right. Fires it in there, and Sleva makes an easy save. Here's the stat. Through 3 quarters, Orlando out shooting Kansas City 25-15.
Orlando saw they were taking on water, right? They had a surge, and you know what? Basically, they called timeout. The Comets called timeout when they were taking on water. And what I mean by that, fans, is they were hemorrhaging. I mean, it was basically attack was on full assault mode, and all of a sudden they both called timeout, and hopefully they can regroup. It worked for the Comets. I didn't agree with it, but you know what? What do I know?
Well, you know a lot. You've been in this game. You've seen a lot in this game.
Oh, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
when you're out of sorts and when you're unorganized, what do you? I mean, you take a time out here, right, to regroup things, right?
Sometimes too is you got to catch your wind. If your shift changes are bad, everything. It's all about how the flow of the game's going, and also you're on the road. You're 3-2. You're fine. To go to 4-2, it's a chase game. Right now, they're not chasing the game. 11:36 left, they're fine. 11:26 left, they're good. Orlando's in the right position to be in the game. Kansas City let them back in it. Now we'll see what they do.
There's Tom Traxler, the head coach of the SeaWolves. He was a MLS broadcaster for Orlando City before taking on the head coaching positions for the Orlando SeaWolves. He's been a coach and been involved in soccer in Florida for many, many years. Tom Traxler, head coach of the SeaWolves.
Comets came out to pressure right away, Nick, off the restart.
Out of bounds off Kansas City, who leads by 1. 11:16 left to play in the game. Both teams at even strength. Watch out for Schmerman. He's had a couple of blasts today. Schmerman again with a blast. That one blocked by Kansas City. Then rolled back in there by Mario Alvarez, and Saxby once again makes the save. We'll have to check and see how many saves Saxby has made so far this evening.
I'd say 10.
Kevin Ellis tries to turn and go around the defender, but it comes back to Orlando. They play it out wide. Neto shoots and scores! Adato Neto gets his first even strength goal, and the game is tied at 3.
Again, we lose the ball. And he comes down and gives a good pass, and Neto, first time. Corner. Saxby gets called off guard.
Naranjo comes up with the assist. That's Neto's 5th goal on the year. And again, that's his first even strength goal. He had 4 coming into the game, and they were all power play goals. So Neto, who's been in the game for 13 years and counting, gives the SeaWolves, gets them tied at this game. And we are a brand new game, folks, 10:39 to play. Now, boy, Ramon Palmer making a run right towards Peter Sleva. And Sleva comes up with the ball. It's going to be important here for everyone to keep their poise as we wind down this game with anything so close and so much on the line.
You know what? Poise, discipline. Make sure you do your job.
Here's Palmer. Palmer goes. What a move by Palmer. 2 SeaWolves players were back there on the line. Now Gibson with a drive, Sleva the save. Rebound by Williams goes out of bounds. Kevin Naranjo comes up with his first assist of the season. And we are tied at 3 here with under 10 to play in the game. Comets with the ball, Kyle Williams out with it front and center. Right side, Robert Palmer. Palmer into Adam James.
Listen, if you give it up, you go back and get it. Good job by Adam James there.
Time of Elmo Neto's goal, 4:08 of quarter number 4.
Nick, another close one in the MASL tonight.
Last week, Harrisburg, what a game last week. Harrisburg, single goal decided that game. There was never a lead bigger than 2 goals. Much of the same here again tonight. Perez to Nacho. Nacho double teamed in the corner. Nacho goes down. Ball comes out to Sandovari. Now Perez front and center. Over to Palmer. Sandovari to Nacho.
Perez has been quiet tonight.
Perez has been quiet. When you're on you had a player like Nacho who's on a streak where he hasn't found the back of the net for a while. Here's Togba making a run. Togba shoots and scores!
Oh, my gosh.
Togba, he continues to be brilliant for the Comets. This one with the left foot, Schwabi.
But the creativity to take him on one-on-one, and then all of a sudden he beats another guy and then places it in the corner with the left foot. Left foot, right-footed. He's an outstanding player.
Look at it again here.
Beats him, gets fouled a little bit, he keeps rolling. Not the best angle, and he tucks it away.
Oh.
Watch this, Nick. He gets clipped here. Continues his patience and his poise, and he tucks it in the back corner.
Number 13 for James Togba.
I tell you what, if you look at most valuable player with the Comets, his name has to be in the running.
No question.
I'm talking about every night we've done the broadcast, his name gets mentioned the most. I understand other people score the goals.
Yeah.
But he's a big, important piece.
Big piece. No question. Number 13 on the year. 4-3 Kansas City. Clock is rolling. 8 minutes to play in the game. SeaWolves out shit. Look where Sleva is. It is the 4th quarter. He can cross the half line. Sleva, one of those keepers, confident with his feet. Played it over to the far side. Comets get it back. Anthony Grant now into the game. Trying to get around several players. Anthony Grant still with the ball. Looking to pass it to someone. Instead, knocked away by Orlando, and back the other way comes the SeaWolves, and it's kicked out of bounds. And they say it's off of Kansas City. And they're going to place it at the top of the arc when we come back. We have an official timeout on the field with 7:28 left to play in the game. And the Comets lead Orlando by a score of 4-3. Stay with us on MASL TV.
Comets are complaining. We'll see what happens, Nick, coming back.
All right, we are back in. You're right, Schwabi. They changed the call. It's not at the top of the arc. It'll be on the near touchline for Yoshio Sandoval. Good angle there from our photographer, Wags, down there in that position. In the corner for Gordy Gerson. He flops down to the ground, and a foul called on Gerson.
Good no call when he fell down, and then he was flailing on the ground. So
7:18 to play in the game. Orlando out shooting KC 26-16. Sandoval heads it back inside Kansas City's last third. Kansas City boots it outside the Comet yellow line. Mario Alvarez is there. Handball called against Kansas City.
No, I think the ball went out of bounds.
Oh, okay, out of bounds. There's Nacho Flores.
I would stagger the wall here, Nick, so you don't have separation. Stagger the wall.
Quick restart to Gerson, and Gordy Gerson finds the back of the net off the restart. It's tied. We are tied at 4.
And this is what happens, Nick, when you're so gun-shy about the shot. Everybody's worried about the shot more than the runners. Watch this. This is definitely a pass. Sosa gets caught ball watching.
Well, Gerson picks up goal number 23 on the year. And his teammate, Richard Schmerman, who's having quite the game tonight. He comes up with his first assist to go along with the 2 goals that he had in the first half. Orlando has tied this game at 4. These two teams evenly matched. Under 7 to play in the game now. And there's more work to be done here. Anthony Grant on back to Robert Palmer. Palmer, the hero last week against Harrisburg. Will we see something like that here again tonight? Palmer getting the goal against the Heat with a couple of minutes to go in the game. And the Comets holding on for a 7-6 win against Harrisburg. Kansas City 9-7 on the year. They're in second place. Orlando is 6-8, trying to avoid losing 3 straight. Turlock and Tacoma are tied at 2 in the Pacific Division. That game in the second. And also Monterey, as Saxby picks up the loose ball, and Saxby fires out to Gibson. Monterey leading El Paso 7-2. That game at last check in the fourth quarter. Into the corner for Anthony Grant. Now Gibson with a drive. Edwin Rojas makes the block. Gibson hit that one well. Leo's got it back. Leo going forward. Leo shoots on the toe poke. That one blocked by the SeaWolves. Orlando comes out with it. Osvaldo Rojas. Forward to Luis Mota. Comets wrestle it back. Palmer forward to Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams to Perez. And then Perez maybe looking for Gibson, but not in the area. Bobby Hurwitz back the other way. Rojas will hold it as Orlando gets new players out on the field. Five minutes to play in the game. We're tied at 4. Mario Alvarez. On over to Richard Schmerman.
The game of the tides, huh, Nick? It seemed like Kansas City had the ball in possession. Orlando in the first half. Kansas City in the third quarter, and all of a sudden Orlando. Now here we go. It's opening up a little bit.
Oh, here we go. Here's Togba down the right side. Leaves it for James. James on back to Perez. Comets will set up their offense. Perez out wide to left side to Williams. Williams with a pass over to Togba. Togba with a goal tonight. Togba darts into the right. Schmerman goes down on the log roll. Togba faked the shot. Instead we'll play it back to Sosa. Then a return pass to Togba. Under 4 minutes to play. Togba shoots! And it goes over the glass. Sleva will have a goalkeeper distribution coming
Incoming. I think it took off the gentleman's hat there, Nick. It did. Took his hat off.
Saxby didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
and he did.
He did.
Saxby upset with himself there. Sort of went off his shin and not his foot. He tried to guide that one back into the field of play, but too strong out of bounds. So restart coming up to Orlando. Top of the arc, dangerous situation here. Will Orlando get their first lead in the game? Sandoval to Schmerman, and Schmerman hammers it home. He has the hat trick, and the SeaWolves lead 5-4.
Wow, Nick, he's the one-man army.
What a game by Schmerman. Came into the game with 5 goals, and he now has 3. I think the Comets thought that Sandoval was going to take the restart.
Well, obviously it was a little bit of a deception play here. Watch, he comes here and then again the wall ducked.
2 straight goals by Orlando to take a 5-4 lead. 3:38.
When any restart goes through the wall, you can't blame the goalie. When the wall does its job, then you can blame the goalie.
Again, folks, this would be a huge win for Orlando. It would tighten things up in the South Central Division. Here comes Hurwitz back the other way. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in the game. Comets need to get something going here. Now Ellis, he's motoring 3v2 now. Ellis shoots! Oh, just wide to the right. Now the rebound back the other way. They were trying to catch Saxby, who was way off his line.
Saxby was coming up to celebrate after Ellis shot.
When will the 6th attacker come on? Here's Anthony Grant. And a foul called.
You know what, Nick? You might see it right now. Dangerous restart. They're looking to call timeout.
So the Comets have a restart here. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the game. The Comets now trail by 1. And just as you mentioned there, Schwabe, they will call a timeout, and we'll keep it right here with 2:40 to go. What do you think?
One thing is, I would have waited and set up the set piece. Meaning is, waited the whole 4 seconds. The reason being is to see what the wall does, see what the movement is, run your play and see what the movement is to see if you can see a crack in the defense, a weakness in the defense. Right there is just like, just call timeout before, but I would actually try to run the play, and if it doesn't, then call the timeout. That was just basically.
So when you see what they do in a situation like that, will you go and change it up and do something different?
Well, you can, but remember, your set pieces only work of how the defense is played and laid out.
Right.
So if the defense is going to set up, they're going to take something away. Like tonight, the ball's gone through the wall twice. That's a mistake on us. It's not about the set pieces defensively. You got to stick to your wall. Otherwise, don't set up a wall. Let the goalie see it.
For sure.
You know, my thing is put person on the post, inside post, and let the goalkeeper save the save. If he can't save it, he can't save it. But if the wall doesn't do his job. Anyways, here, run the play, and all of a sudden then call timeout the last second. Because then you're going to see the actions and reactions. And maybe step on the ball, do whatever.
Who do you want to see the ball in a situation like this?
Well, obviously.
Does it matter?
Well, I mean, hold on. You're going to try to get. Let's see who's in.
Sosa will be behind the ball.
Right. You got Leo at the back post.
Perez will be on the near post or in the area.
You got Ellis here. Togba's here.
on here.
You're going to see this. I think it's going to go to Leo. Watch Ellis dummy run. What I mean by dummy run, he's going to take the defender with him like a pick, or he doesn't. Watch this.
Sosa over to Gibson, and it's knocked away by Sandoval. Ellis coming over to try to win the ball back. Schmerman's got it. Schmerman down the left side. Schmerman shoots, and that one wide to the right. Schmerman shaken up. He's laying flat on the ground. He's not moving. Well, now he is.
He's probably tired after scoring all the goals.
He has 3 and an assist. He's had a remarkable game for Orlando tonight. And his team leads 5-4 with 2:23 left to play in the game. Yeah. Schmerman off. He's fine.
Young guy from St. Louis has had a good night for himself.
Hat trick and an assist.
So the Comets have to be careful here. The question is when they're going to pull the 6th attacker. They're going to try to do it on the fly. Sosa's dressed, ready to go. He'll be in red, trying to make the change. Signaling for Saxby. Oh, watch this ball.
Oh, boy, that was close.
Now he's got to come.
Yep. Until the Comets can get comfortable with where they are. Okay. Now Saxby goes off. Sosa comes on. 6th attacker is on. John Sosa is the 6th attacker. Under 2 minutes to play in the game. 5-4. Orlando on top. Sosa to Kevin Ellis on the volley. And it goes over the glass.
Great idea. You've seen it opening. Now, why aren't they getting Saxby back out there? Just a question.
Okay, Sliwa throws it long. Settled by Sosa. 1 minute, 36 seconds left.
Being Orlando here, Nick, I would like to, if I'm Orlando, I like to keep possession of the ball, not to give the Comets this opportunity. Take advantage of the goalie not being in. Comets have to keep possession and also get a good shot, goal scoring opportunity.
Sosa to Leo. Now Ellis. 1 minute, 15 seconds left to Perez. Oh, Perez's pass. Oh, almost disaster there for the Comets. Perez able to get it to Sosa. Now over to Hurwitz, who shoots, and the Comets blow it in the final minute. Bad play on their own half at 6-4, and the SeaWolves are going to come in here and win against Kansas City. Hurwitz signed just today, gets his first goal of the season. Perez had trouble with it from the start.
Well, Brian Perez put himself in a bad position, caught up to it, did well to get back to it. Then, on a sliding pass, put it in the middle of the park, and it turned disastrous for the Comets.
So 59.5 seconds left to play in the game, and the Comets are going to drop this one against Orlando, and that is going to make things even closer here as we wind down the regular season. Foul called on Orlando.
Hang on here, Nick.
48 seconds left. The Comets need something right here on the restart. Sosa will come over and trigger the restart. Sixth attacker is still on for Kansas City. Trailed by 2. Sosa.
Brian Martin's trying to get him back here. Watch it. See if the wall splits. See if you can get Tog by the ball. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and the pass there touched away by Orlando. Valuable seconds are clicking off the clock right now. Kevin Ellis kick it out of bounds, just trying to clear it away, and that'll give Orlando a restart at the top of the arc. Ellis had all kinds of people around him. He had to get the ball out of there.
No, you can't blame him there.
Yeah.
The restart, Nick, has to be a better distribution. I mean, you have the ball, your last opportunity.
Schmerman comes over.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and played it down to the corner, and a shot was saved by Sosa. 28 seconds left, and you can sort of see the writing on the wall for the Comets. A great defensive effort in the first half, and in the third quarter has gone awry. The Comets have given it up late. Sosa plays it down to Ellis. 11 seconds left to play. Kansas City is going to drop to 9-8, and Orlando is going to prove to 7-8. Here's Nacho Flores. The horn sounds, and folks, that's a final. Orlando gets 2 goals late in the fourth quarter, and they walk away with a victory tonight by a final score of 5-4. Congratulations to Orlando. They've got a very tough road trip in front of them this weekend. Tomorrow they're going to play Milwaukee, but as you said, Coach, if you, as you said, in a tough road trip this weekend, get the first game. That was Tom Traxler's message, and that's what they did tonight.
The worst is 500, Nick. They go to Milwaukee and lay an egg, right?
Yeah.
And they're still. The game was tonight, and they took it. You know what? Tale of two halves.
Yeah.
Comets were disciplined. Second half, they 2-0. Went to 2-2. Went to 3-2, and just disappointing. It comes to discipline, and it comes to discipline on set pieces. The wall split twice, Nick, and I guarantee you, if I watch film again, the wall split twice on restarts.
We are standing by for some post-game interviews. We are going to talk to Richard Schmerman. Jeff Husted's going to talk to Richard Schmerman, who had 3 goals and an assist. Let's toss it down to Jeff.
Okay, we're down here. Hopefully you can hear me this time with the microphone on with Richard.
There we
Schmerman.
go.
Richard, a great game tonight. 3 goals, couple of assists. Feeling it tonight.
Absolutely. First half, I was trying to find my legs. Second half came out, and good things happen.
All right, you going up to Milwaukee tomorrow. Big game. Every game is crucial. How do you prepare for this game on such a short turnaround?
Sleep, and lots of water, and recover with the right food.
All right. This is going to be a battle right to the very end. These same 2 teams at it again next weekend and in a couple weekends after that. So it's going to be a great game. Richard, good game tonight. Thank you very much. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Jeff. Richard Schmerman, our player of the game. Hat trick and an assist for the defender from the Orlando SeaWolves. What a game for Schmerman. And as you heard from him, lots of water, lots of rest, and the right food for your body as you get ready to take on the Wave up at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena coming up tomorrow at 1:05. That's a 17.5-hour turnaround right there, Schwabi.
You got to have the discipline to get back, get your body ready. You know what, Nick, it comes down to mental discipline for the 60 minutes, and the team that does it the best usually gets the most out of it.
All right, let's just check in with one of our Comet players. Here's Leo Gibson with Jeff Houston. Jeff? Oh. All right, we're having some more mic troubles down there. We'll hold on here. Let's see if we got him now. Jeff?
All right, we'll try this again. Down on the field here with Comets assistant coach Leo Gibson. Leo, tell me about what happened today.
Well, it's just one of those games where we were in the lead the entire first half. We had a shot out, and we kind of got relaxed. We got a little bit relaxed and give up easy goals and let them back in the game. And then, yeah.
The good news is you can get right back on the horse. You go back to Baltimore on Sunday. How do we prepare for that game?
Well, mentally, we're just going to have to focus on the next game because that's all that matters right now. We hit to lose at home, but, it happens, and now we go on the road. We try to battle with Baltimore and try to get a win and get back into winning again.
All right. Be back on the road against Baltimore on Sunday at 2 o'clock Central Time. That game is going to be on 38 The Spot. Make sure you tune in. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, Jeff, thanks. And Leo Gibson, thanks a lot. Comets fall to Orlando this evening by a final score of 6-4. Comets fall to 9-8 on the year. And the Orlando SeaWolves improved to 7-8. And things have tightened up in the South Central Division for sure. Comets' next game is this Sunday at Baltimore. 2 o'clock kickoff Central Time on MASL TV and 38 The Spot, as you heard there. And then the Comets' next home game will not be until Saturday, March 23rd, when they host the St. Louis Ambush, which will be a pivotal, crucial game in the schedule. For Orlando, their next game, bright and early tomorrow afternoon at 1:05 in Milwaukee, and then they will return home next weekend on the 15th and 16th with a pair of home games against Florida and the Kansas City Comets.
It's going to be interesting down the stretch, Nick. It's going to be crucial that the Comets keep their discipline, learn from their mistakes, but they need to come out and play 60 minutes.
We're going to see what happens, no doubt about it. Comets lost their focus a little bit in the second half, but credit Richard Schmerman and the Orlando SeaWolves for coming in here and playing tough and getting the first game of their 2-game road trip this weekend. Schwabi, great to see you again. We'll see you here on the 23rd when the Comets host the St. Louis Ambush.
Off to Mexico for a little R&R, and I'll be back on the 18th and be back in the booth on the 23rd.
I can't wait to see the pictures, and you'll come back golden tan. Hopefully, maybe you'll do the free pose for us up here in the booth.
I doubt it, but you know what we missed tonight?
What's that?
The second half energy of Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style.
And that will come back on the 23rd. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Love you, Nick.
We'll do it.
Love you in the booth, buddy.
Oh, likewise, Schwabi. Great to see you, pal. And, folks, thank you for spending part of your evening here on MASL TV with us. Good game here. Competitive game between the Comets and the SeaWolves, with the SeaWolves winning 6-4. Thanks to our entire Silverstein Ice Center's Arena television crew. Thank you guys all so much for making us sound good and bringing us the sight and sounds here of MASL TV. My name is Nick Vassos. Once again, the final score, Orlando 6, Kansas City 4. We'll see you in a couple of weeks here at Silverstein. Good night from Independence, Missouri.